Hello friends, so we recently spent 24 hours in Bariloche with our 1-year-old. So if you're planning to visit Bariloche with a baby or with a toddler, you're going to want to stick around and watch this video. I'm going to be sharing some tips, our itinerary, fun activities for little kids, including one that nobody talks about, plus where to eat, as well as some activities for older kids. So let's get started.
So in Bariloche, you've got the hills, you've got more hills, and you've got even more hills. And before we had a kid, we just didn't even really think about what it was like to walk around here. We just were like, yeah, it's hilly, whatever. But now that we have a baby and a stroller, it's made things completely different.
A lot of the streets have stairs.
Yeah, that's the truth. And we've had to adapt, sometimes switch over to the other side of the street, which doesn't have steps. And other times we've both been carrying the stroller together to get down the steps. So it's been interesting.
It's a lot of work, girlfriend. She's like, whatevs, mama and papa. You guys carry me.
Okay, so the first thing you need to know about visiting Bariloche with a little one who is still using a stroller is that Bariloche is not stroller friendly at all. This is for multiple reasons. First of all, Bariloche is a very hilly city with very steep hills, might I add. Also, a lot of the sidewalks have stairs, and some of the sidewalks are also in pretty rough condition, so the surface is not even or smooth.
Can you just tell us how you are feeling about using a stroller in Bariloche?
It's fine on the main tourist avenue. Go up like 3 blocks up the hill and it's a disaster. Just watch.
Yes, anywhere where the sidewalks are in poor condition.
Yeah, look at this.
But the poor girl is adaptable, thank heavens. She's being shaken.
So that doesn't mean that it's impossible to visit Bariloche if you're traveling with a baby or a toddler. It just means you need to plan accordingly. So I would suggest booking accommodations as close to the lakefront as possible. And if you can, try to find something along Mitre. Mitre is the main street. It's where you have a lot of your cafes, restaurants, tour operators, and tourist activities. So that'll mean that you'll be doing minimal up and down the hills. So yes, choose something central. That is key. So now I'm going to walk you through our one-day itinerary for Bariloche. And the first place we visited was Museo de la Patagonia, or the Patagonia Museum. I think this is a lot of fun for little ones. It's a natural history and anthropology museum, and it's located inside the Civic Center, which is right across from the main square. So our daughter really enjoyed it, mainly because she got to see lots of wildlife up close. We got to see penguins, flamingos, albatross, and it was just really fun for her to run around up to all the displays and just be amazed by the animals that were at her height, at eye level. So that was a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend it for a kid-friendly activity. From there, we continue to Mirador Lago Nahuel Huapi. This is a lookout point over the lake Nahuel Huapi. It's a really iconic spot in Bariloche. You can get some beautiful photos, and they also have the Bariloche city sign. There's always a line in front of the sign, but it moves really quickly. So just get in line to have your photo taken, and you can always ask the people behind you to snap a photo. People are pretty friendly and helpful. So of course we did that. We got the iconic photo, and by then our daughter had fallen asleep. So we were able to visit a new museum that we were interested in. This one isn't so much kid-friendly because it's a lot of history, a lot of reading involved, but it's called Museo Malvinas, Antártida y Atlántico Sur. So this is the Malvinas Museum, and it also covers Antarctica and the South Atlantic. So this museum opened recently in September of 2025, and it pays homage to the fallen soldiers and also the veterans of the war in Malvinas. And as soon as you walk into the museum, you get to learn the history of the islands, which at different times have had different settlements by the French, by the British, by the Spaniards, and by the Argentines. So I would really recommend visiting if you want to learn a bit more about Malvinas and its history. From there, we walked over to the Cathedral of Our Lady of Nahuel Huapi. This is an impressive stone cathedral overlooking the lake. It is a beautiful structure. It was designed in the Gothic Revival style, and the architect was Alejandro Bustillo, the same architect for the Zhao Zhao Hotel and a lot of constructions across Patagonia. So it is well worth a visit. It was built between 1942 and 1944. So we went in there and enjoyed a little self-guided walk, and our daughter had a really fun time. She was just looking up at all the details and the stained glass windows, so it was surprisingly kid-friendly. So next it was time for lunch, and from the cathedral we crossed over to Familia Weiss. This is a very famous restaurant in Bariloche, specializing in German dishes as well as Patagonian dishes. So we went in there and we loved the interior of the restaurant. It kind of has a log cabin feel with a lot of wood, so it feels very rustic yet warm and cozy. So we got a table by the window with lake views, and we ordered two of their specialties. I got the goulash with spätzle, and then Sam got the hunter stew, which is made with deer and also with spätzle, which is a German type of noodle. Our daughter also really enjoyed the food. She tried some of the goulash and the noodles. And yes, she has a very good appetite. She's a carnivore. Alrighty, it's a windy one and our little girl's running around in the park. We just finished having lunch. We went to a restaurant that one of our YouTube subscribers recommended years ago, like last time we were in Bariloche. And it's really nice because they do typical German dishes plus Patagonian cuisine. And the food was amazing. We enjoyed it a lot. And now we're just letting her run around. She's got energy. Whee! Yes, we need to run before nap time. Look at you.
Oh, where are you going?
Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Oh, we like to do bounce.
I had goulash. Whee. Goulash. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Look at those legs go. So after our meal, we went back to the hotel, had a rest, had a siesta, and then later that afternoon, we went out again. When in Bariloche, when in Argentina really, you need to try artisanal ice cream.
And initially we had wanted to go to Rapa Nui, which is the most famous ice cream shop of them all, but it was so busy in there that we just ended up running across the street to Del Turista, another famous spot and very good ice cream as well. Alrighty guys, so Rapa Nui was insane. That's probably the most famous cafe, chocolate shop, ice cream shop in all of Bariloche.
And skating rink.
And skating rink. We went in there, unbelievable, we ran out. But across the street you have Del Turista, and that is one of the top 3 places for chocolate and ice cream. So that is where we are at the moment, and we got 3 flavors. We have coconut with dulce de leche, we have forest berries, and I also got black forest. So I'm inspired by the forest.
We're going all in. Hey, we're in Patagonia. We're going all in on the forest.
And berries. Baby's like, what about me? Oh, those berries are good. And coconut dulce de leche, a classic. You cannot go wrong. The spoon is made out of cookie as well, so that's nice.
Really?
So yes.
Oh wow, I've never seen that.
So
Cookie spoon.
we're going to enjoy. Next up, I want to talk about the one kid-friendly activity that hardly anybody talks about. I haven't found this place listed on any blog posts, any videos, so I feel like I found this little hidden gem in a way. The place is called Carrousel or Carousel, and it's a small indoor play center for children. You can bring your little ones from ages 0 to 8, and they have a lot of different activities. The main attraction is obviously the carousel. It's this old wooden carousel, you know, with horses, with little sleighs. So you can just hop on there and ride along. It's a lot of fun. Our daughter really enjoyed it. And then they also have a ball pit for the older kids. They have an area where you can match the pictures. They also had rides like little airplanes, little trucks. They had a wooden slide. So it's a lot of fun for kids. You can pay by the half hour or for the hour. We were there for 30 minutes and paid the equivalent of 4 USD, and that gave us access to all of the games. And they also have a little kiosk where the parents can buy coffees, grilled sandwiches, and little treats. They also have like little tables, kind of like cafe style, all around the carousel where you can sit and watch your children play. So I thought that was a really great activity. I would definitely come back again next time we pass through Bariloche. I thought it was very budget friendly. The only thing is that it's located a little ways from the downtown touristy core. So we had to walk a little bit. It's more residential there, and as you've seen, the sidewalks were in rough shape. So again, if you've got a stroller, keep that in mind. It will require a bit of effort to get there, but I would say it's worth it. And now I want to talk about activities for the older kids, because we have been to Bariloche many, many times before having children as well. And there are a few activities that stand out in my mind that I think would be a lot of fun. One of them is riding the chairlift up to Cerro Campanario. From Cerro Campanario, you get beautiful views of, you know, all of the lakes and the mountains, and it's just a super picturesque spot. We didn't dare do this with our 1-year-old because I would just be too nervous bringing her on a chairlift. I'd be holding on so tight. So that's why I'm recommending it for older kids. Then another fun activity is Parque Nahuelito. This is a park along Circuito Chico. So in the outskirts of Bariloche, where you can see life-sized replicas of dinosaurs. I think this would be a lot of fun for slightly older kids. I'm thinking of my nephews who are 3 to 5 years old, they would absolutely go nuts running around and seeing dinosaurs. So that's another kid-friendly activity to consider if you're planning to visit Bariloche. And then for the older kids, I would recommend Canopy Bariloche. That is a zip lining park. I think this is probably better for maybe pre-teens or teenagers. So that's for you to consider. We're obviously not at that stage yet, but it's another fun activity also located around Circuito Chico, which is the short circuit. It's a very picturesque drive that you can do just outside of Bariloche. And then aside from that, you have so many different hiking trails, and you can choose those based on length, level of difficulty, and your kids' ages, of course. As for accommodations, we stayed at Osteria Suiza, formerly known as Casita Suiza. This is a little guest house that is very Swiss looking, very cute, very cozy. We loved it because the staff were super friendly and really helpful. They actually helped us carry our luggage from the ground floor up to the second floor, because one thing to keep in mind when staying in little guest houses is that there may not necessarily be an elevator. There was no elevator at this guest house. So something to keep in mind if you're traveling with little ones and a lot of luggage. We kept our stroller and our car seat behind the reception on the ground floor. So it was just our luggage and our baby that we needed to bring upstairs. And I also thought it was really nice that they gave us a little pack and play for our daughter. So they were very accommodating about the fact that we were traveling with our baby. So overall, really happy with her accommodations. I loved that it was centrally located and just a block and a half from the main street, the main thoroughfare. So those were our 24 hours in Bariloche with a baby. I hope you found this video helpful if you're planning to visit with your baby or toddler. And stay tuned because we have more videos coming from Patagonia. This was just our introduction, but there are plenty more adventures to come. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to give it a like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you very soon. Ta-ta!